I want a loan. Can I run a business on the side? Is what we're talking about today in the East Central Business Show. I'm John Naylor and joined by a resident expert, mortgage broker, Laura Sillano.
Good morning.
Almost tripped over that one. Now, is this advice?
No, it's never advice. There's a disclaimer at the end.
Okay, fabulous.
Fabulous.
Now, this intrigues me because just before we started, I said, surely it's a good thing. And you're saying, oh, not necessarily.
The question is, can I run a business on the side?
Yeah.
Or how will that be viewed by the lender in your application? Okay, so
I'm dying to hear this one.
If your primary job is, or primary source of income is, say, working for somebody else and you've got pay slips, then you would think that a business running along the side is going to be a positive thing because there should be more income.
More money.
Okay? More money, potentially. So what we've seen a number of people who run businesses on the side, and sometimes it can help their application, sometimes it actually detracts from the application. And
Seriously?
Yeah, because just because you're running a business on the side does not mean that that business is necessarily profitable.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so if you're running a business on the side, which might be in, I don't know,
Don't drive for Uber.
a drive for Uber.
Oh, I want to try to build up my deposit.
Yeah.
Got to stay away from the wife. I had that as a reason for driving for Uber from some bloke the other day. Seriously.
So if you say for example you're doing that on the side, we're looking at this at the moment for someone who's doing exactly that. But their expenses to run that Uber business are equal to the income that they generate from it.
Okay.
After they take into account things like depreciation and the interest that they're paying on the car,
Sure.
there's no profit in that. So yes, we can do things like add back depreciation and that sort of thing, but it doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to that it will favourably assist your application.
Certainly muddying the waters.
And particularly if you've not been doing it for very long.
Okay.
Because if you're running a business on the side, which you can do, there's nothing to stop you from doing it. It just means that if you want to use that income, then you need to meet the policy parameters for self-employed income, which is generally 2 years tax returns, etc.
Oh, so
right?
you're going to have to show more documentation as well.
Correct. So you may need to show more documentation. If you're running the business on the side and you don't have that level of documentation, then the lender's going to want to see at least that it's not costing you anything.
Okay.
Because if it's costing you money to run that business, then they're going to need to include that as an expense that needs to be funded by your wage. So it can reduce your capacity.
Yeah, okay, all right.
See what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, so it's not necessarily a good thing, yeah, obviously.
It can be a very good thing, but it can also be, the timing may not be right for an application if you've just started doing
So,
that.
I mean, another case in point is the hobby type people we see at markets at the weekend. They've got a marquee and a table, a trestle table with some things they've made out of wood.
Yeah.
Fabulous, fabulous investment of time on their part and fun to look at, but if it's not actually turning a dollar, then it's
really kind of more a hobby, in which case then it comes into a living expense calculation and it's adding to your expense base.
Once again, it detracts from the scenario. So it's a well-considered thing, yeah?
Yeah. The other thing to look at as well is that if you're running a business on the side, what is the structure of that business? So it might be that you have started a company or that you're a director of a company, but the company hasn't been trading, but that directorship is going to come up on your credit file. And the lender will see it and then they'll go, what's that? Tell me about what's happening with that.
Sure.
And if there's not, if there's losses that have accumulated because it's a startup year or something like that, then they will consider that in your application too. So I encourage the kind of, I think I love business because I'm in it and I associate with a lot of business people, and I would, always encourage people to be entrepreneurial in how they, in where they want to go in their life if that's what they want to do. Just consider the impact of that though on other plans that you may have personally that then involve a lender. So if you want to start up a business and you also start up a business on the side and you also want to get a home, then I would suggest probably have a chat before you start up the business to try and get the home in order so that then you can go off and do your thing.
Yeah. So, and view things as a hobby, strictly as a hobby type thing. And it's all, and we've coming back time and time again in this series we've shot this morning, you know, that's obviously going out of multiple weeks, but it's about being organised and consider the implications of what you do. Yeah. Because obviously, and I love property, I know you do as well, and property investment is a great way to get ahead, but you've got to take a strategic view to it, and be sorted,
Yeah. So,
and you're saying a business on the side is not necessarily a good thing, and it's a considered decision.
It can be if the business is doing well, but it can detract if the business is not doing well.
Yeah.
So, you know, and that's just any business. If the business is running profitably, then it's, you know, going to help you with any application. If the business is not running profitably, then it's going to drain your funds.
Yeah.
On
I've
side.
got a friend that does counselling as an adjunct to a full-time job. So, and that's obviously a lucrative hourly rate done within a comfort of a home type thing. So there's a reasonable sort of cash flow and a good story around that. Yeah.
And that can be used. That can actually be used to help support an application as long as she meets the self-employed criteria for it.
Oh, okay. Yeah. And there's obviously got to be a pattern of behaviour around it as well.
Yeah.
Not sporadic sort of bits and pieces. Oh, sounds like a good reason to get in contact with a great mortgage broker. Laura, do you know one?
Yes.
Oh, that's you. Now, how do people get in contact with Laura Sillano?
You can call me on mobile, which is 0422 320 497, and you can also email through to the office, home@podfinancial.com.au.
There you go. So some very enlightening information, certainly for myself as well, about running a business on the side and how that affects the mortgage application. Thank you very much, Laura. More great information from the Central Business Show. We'll speak to you next time.